Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're doing another story time with Cody. But before we get into that, I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can be notified whenever I drop new videos. Also, be sure to follow me on social media and follow me on Spotify for when new episodes of the podcast drops, honestly, new episode just came out, man. It was really interesting. It was really cool to record. I was really feeling this. But enough of that bullshit. Let's get it cracking, you know what I mean? And honestly, man, this story time video, I've kind of been ducking and dodging some of the story time videos because there's not really very much to talk about in my life. But honestly, man, I just had an encounter with a fucking spider a while ago, like it was crawling around my bed and shit when I was like cleaning up and everything, because I like to keep my room clean, you know. But honestly, man, this shit really had me uncomfortable. Like I couldn't fucking find it, so it's like I really had to just tear off every sheet and shit, and it really fucking made me uncomfortable to even sleep in this bed. I got it. I cleaned up every mess and everything that can bring spiders in. I was I was relieved when I fucking killed it. And it reminded me of the few times that I've had rather very bad encounters with nature, Starting off with growing up, I got stung by a scorpion when I was a little kid. I didn't really know at the time. I was too young to tell. And honestly, it was also like very dark and shit when I fucking stepped on it. Fucking motherfucker stung me in my foot. I still remember to this day, and it was probably one of the most traumatizing things in my life. I It was like a really dark yard or some shit. I don't really remember every little detail, but I remember getting stung, and it certainly was a scorpion. I tell you that much. I was running around and I walked into like a room. It was really dark. I couldn't see shit. And when I stepped on something, it hurt like a motherfucker. Like really bad. It really stung. I hated every feeling that it gave me. It wasn't deadly enough to kill me or make me sick, but it definitely fucked me up. I think I did get checked anyways because again it was a scorpion, but it was too weak. But I remember my brothers coming out and killing it immediately, and it hurt really bad. I really did not like anything that happened that day. And for a while, it traumatized me as a kid. I fucking hated scorpions in the most bitter way. Like, I hated these motherfuckers. It hurt. It really traumatized me. It made me petrified to be even near a case that had a scorpion. That's how bad it really messed me up. Fast forward a few years, I was messing with bees because, like, we used to have a garden down in Juniper Tree Road in Palmdale. I don't know if these, if these rose bush, I don't know if this rose bush is still in the house, but I remember there was a bush of roses that my mother had. And there was a girl that I liked, and I wanted to pick a rose to give to her, despite the fact that she was in her 20s and I was still way too young to be flirting and shit. But I remember picking a rose, grabbing it like an idiot, not knowing that there were bees swarming all over the place, even though they were clearly in front of me. I fucking grabbed it like this, and it stung me bad. It fucking hurt. Like, it just hit me right here in the palm, like fucking stung, and it hurt like a bitch. I hated it. And I remember, like, my dog licking the stinger out of my hand and, helping me feel relieved. I love that dog, Whiskey. Um, yeah, and it sucked. And then there were other times when I messed with a bee because I figured if I just approach it with good intentions, it won't sting me. And so I tried putting my finger near it, trying to like make peace or try to get it to land on my finger and not sting me like a jackass. And it fucking stung me anyways because, like, I guess I was pushing the flower too much and it stung me again. So that really messed me up and it taught me a lesson. Don't fuck with bees. Like, and luckily I've never been allergic to bees, but I just remember getting stung quite a few times. Uh, Fast forward a year or two, I almost got bit by a black widow because I used to have this pool that we had. It was like a turtle shaped pool. It was really fun to be in when I was little. I remember having like this giant, like early 2000s Godzilla puppet when I was little. I used to love mess with it because growing up I was a nerd for Godzilla. So I remember it was pretty old. We were moving from Palmdale to Fresno. I grabbed it and a fucking black widow crawled out of it and I panicked and tossed it into the driveway and I completely got terrified of it and just we left it there. Either that or my brother killed it and threw the puppet away. But it really scared me. I almost got bit. Like I was inches, maybe even centimeters away from the spider itself. But it terrified me immediately, and I'm happy I reacted quickly like that, just fucking threw it away from me. Because I learned over the years that black widows were bad. So I did not want anything to do with it. Um, about another year, I remember I I was a bit of an asshole with bugs, because I try to be friendly, but at the same time, I was kind of a prick to some. Like I had a thing where I always like kick dirt and destroy like ant hills and shit. And I remember I fucking stepped on an ant hill on purpose, like a little prick. And a fucking army of fire ants were swarming around my leg, and I panicked because they were really swarming, and I remember running in the house like with fucking fire ants all over my leg and shit. I was on the ground panicking, not knowing what the fuck to do. And I remember someone from the house fucking hosed all the ants off my foot, so I guess in a way I deserved it. um, so it really just goes to show I did not get along with bugs. But I mean, I didn't really get along with a lot of um, animals or bugs. Like I remember I got scratched by a cat because it was a stray and I was trying to like be friendly, like push some leftover food near it. This was like years in Fresno. Uh, it was a stray cat. I was trying to be nice and offer it food and it fucking scratched me. Like only enough to just like warn me. Like I instantly learned, okay, don't fuck with this cat. He's not playing around. And so I just never messed with it. I almost got stung by a bee again, but that's because I was uh, like swiping it away from my friend. Like I remember I was so aggressive towards this bee because it was swarming around him. I fucking smacked it like as if my hand was a fucking like weapon. And when I smacked onto the floor, I just obliterated it with my foot. Like my brother told me to relax, it's dead, you don't need to fucking kill it anymore. But I was so aggressive and protective against it. Like, I just kept stomping on it a few times, making sure that it was dead. Because I fucking hated bees for a while. Um, Fast forward a few more years, this was back when I was in Palmdale High School. Palmdale High School, I believe it was 10th grade. Yeah, somewhere around 10th grade, turning into 11th grade. I remember I was coming back from a Carl's Jr., in Palmdale. And it's like, it was really easy to get from Carl's Jr. to Palmdale High School because they were across the street. I mean, maybe a few minutes away, there was like the high school, and then there was a 99-cent store, and then there was Carl's. And so I remember I hopped the fence one time trying to get lunch during summer school, because I was a badass little troublemaker, didn't give a fuck about my education, and I was also lazy. So I remember I hopped the fence after getting my food, and I believe this dog, it was like a rabid dog, like real aggressive, stray. Like, I don't know if it was rabid, but it was certainly a stray dog, very aggressive. And I remember I was hopping over the fence on my way back into the PE area on the school campus. A fucking stray dog grabbed onto my leg. Luckily, when I was in high school and even now, I still wear baggy ass jeans, like fucking, like not MC Hammer baggy, but like just baggy enough. So I remember this dog fucking latched his teeth onto my jeans, yanking me off the fence, and I was in a full panic. This motherfucker is trying to pull me off the fence and shit. So I tried kicking it, like trying to get it the fuck off me, like I'm getting pulled down, and so I'm given a choice to either get yanked off by a dog or sacrifice my own lunch that I fucking spent money on. So I came with the choice, okay, fuck this, I want to keep my leg and not get chewed up by a dog. So I fucking threw my own lunch across the field and the dog fucking chased it, and it really fucked me up, like from the hem all the way up to my thigh. Like a little bit above my knee, like just a little, but it was embarrassing like this motherfucker. Like, it really fucked up my jeans. It really tore them up, including with the fact that part of them were already old and rips and all this shit. Because like I wear my jeans everywhere. And a lot of times they get dirtied or scuffed up or scratched or ripped by whatever, because I used to live near a desert. And so this dog, it really fucked up my jeans. It really tore a very large rip up to my kneecap, and I was so fucking embarrassed when I went back to class. Like, I had to go to the front office and say, hey, I need to borrow your stapler. A fucking stray dog ripped up my jeans. And so, this fucking dog, it really fucked up my pants. So it was so embarrassing to a point to where I stapled them together, and I had nothing else to do, I had to fucking walk around with stapled jeans because it was better than walk around with jeans that were practically showing my drawers. So it was the most embarrassing shit when I went to class. Teacher asked me what the fuck happened. I told him that a stray dog ripped up my jeans and shit. I got sympathy. They 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 didn't buy me lunch, that's for damn sure. But they definitely sympathized for me, and from that point on, someone else would sometimes go with me to Carl's Jr., or I would just go to the 99-cent store. And about a week later, I found this dog dead across the street, and I remembered because it had like a like there was something wrong with the fur, but it was easily recognizable and shit. So I did not feel bad for this dog, but it certainly gave me an idea that I do not do well with some nature. And then there are some stories that I told when I worked at the pet parlor here in Horizon. I've had my encounters with some aggressive animals and shit. But other than that, that pretty much does it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Do you enjoy these storytime videos, man? Because honestly, I love doing them. I'm happy to do more. Whatever story is interesting enough to record. Let me know one of the most embarrassing things that you guys went through, or what animals you have. Just sound off in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.